Now the reverse, the inhale is quite long and the exhale is normal. Good, guys. Give your arms a shake. So inhale, lift the arms up quite quick. And then slowly exhale. So the arms jump up very quick with an inhale, fast as they can. And then with an exhale, slowly lower them. Try to match the breathing perfect, right? So it's inhale quick, and then slowly, slowly down. Another verse, guys. Slowly lift up with an inhale, slowly lift up your hands. And at the very top, exhale and put them down quick. So slow up, quick down. Good. Hands open. So inhale quick, really quick. So don't clap though, quick, and slowly exhale. Inhale and slowly exhale. Reverse now. Slowly in, and very quick out. Good. Give your arms shake. Your arms like shake. Oh, hands together. Lift up as high as you can. Really, 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 really high. Try to stretch into the ribs. Try to get into the ribs, into the sternum, into the shoulder. And now try to cut the body in half and bend at the waist and go all the way to your toes. Then come all the way up. Really, really stretch right through the body here. Feel the ribs, feel the stomach stretching, shoulder stretching. And then cut the body in half and bend towards your feet again. Good. Slowly come up. So lift your hand up, right? Lift the fist up. So inhale, nice and slow. Let this punch come out with the breath. And then with your elbow, exhale, bring it back quick. Now, when you bring it back, don't let it kind of bump you. You should be able to bring it back without bumping your body, right? So inhale, the fist comes forward. Exhale from the elbow, it comes back. And you could try it with the other hand too. So it's an inhale, it goes out. Exhale, it comes back quick. Now you can try it in any direction. So I can start the punch upwards and then thinking about my elbow back down. I could start the punch to the side and my elbow brings it back. Could start the punch behind me, the elbow brings it back. So you can punch in any direction now. It goes out slowly, but comes back very fast from the elbow. Now reverse, guys. Very quick out and slowly back with the elbow. Again, when you're punching out, don't let it like throw your body. It's strictly a punch out. The body stays calm and you bring back the elbow slowly. Well, it's quite fast, but it doesn't bother your body at all. Good, guys. Give your arms a shake. So now, very consistent speed, okay? So nothing fast, slow. So it's very consistent speed where you just start to throw punches. It doesn't matter where, kind of all around you, right? So above you, beside you, below you. It's kind of relaxing speed. It's a very, for you, should feel, I don't know, kind of relaxing, right? Try to throw at the same time if you can, kind of like a, yeah. Try both hands work at the same time. And you can turn yourself, I mean, you can rotate in different around in the same spot. Good, guys. Give your arms a shake. So I want you to try that same drill I just did now with different, but mostly on one leg. So if you just watch me for a second. If I get up on one leg, I find sometimes I can just move a little bit easier. So I'm not kicking with this leg. I'm just kind of have it like up in the air. And you just start kind of throwing punches 360 degrees, but you're always up on only one leg. And you'll see that your body will be a little bit freer, right? Try it just on your own. You don't have to go very fast. It's quite slow. Yeah, don't rush. But try to feel how just by being on one leg, you have a little bit more freedom, right? Just a tiny bit more freedom to let your punches go in all kinds of directions. The focus is on the fist, so you always put your focus on the fist and being up on one leg. Guys, watch me for a second. So, been working on this last little while. When you start to go this kind of punches in all different directions, right? When you go faster than you come back, it unstabilizes your body a little bit. So just watch me. Now I'm working with a very constant speed. The same rate my fist goes out, it comes back. It's very balanced, right? And then I'm getting up on one foot. So it's any punches all around. The tendency is to throw these big punches, like a big, really hard forward, but it unstabilizes you a little bit, right? So what I want you to do is you should always feel quite stable in the body. So you can punch fast, but it shouldn't destabilize your body too much. So try to make some movements. Yeah, they can be circular, they can be straight, they can be up to down. Any movement is fine as long as it doesn't destabilize your body too much. Okay, go, try it again. Allow your leg to kind of be a counterbalance a little bit. Very good, guys. Come close, please. So for any of you that have ever gone jogging or cycling, you realize that if one leg or group of muscles pushes harder than the other one. So if I'm cycling, if I push harder than I lift, it makes me bounce off my seat. It kind of makes this, if I'm walking and I step harder than I lift, it doesn't make for a very nice walk. So the consistency of the in and out has to be really good. They have to kind of be mirrored each other. Okay. Now, I don't know if everybody can see this. When I go straight out, straight back, you see how it's hard for my body to do this. But when I kind of have this motion where I go out, but then I relax my elbow, I go out, I relax. So the relaxation slows me down. The tension pulls me forward. So just try it slowly with me. Make a fist, right? Out, and then drop your elbow a little bit. So it's almost like an oval position, right? So the trick to these punches is when my fist goes out, it doesn't matter how, my focus goes on my elbow. Fist, then elbow, fist, then elbow, fist. So it might help you to imagine bringing your elbow back to your stomach, right? So it goes out, it comes back. It goes out, it comes back all the time, okay? Now, this is nothing new, guys. This is when I boxed, you brought your elbow back because the guy was going to punch you in the stomach. So you had to protect your body. It's not like that. I just want you to be able to throw more punches in a rapid succession. So as the fist goes out, bring the elbow in. Fist goes out, elbow comes in. So you've got this kind of, nobody will see the difference, but you'll feel the difference. So the fist goes out and the elbow comes back. Fist comes out. This way you don't disrupt your body too much. That's it, Patrick. That's it. That's it. Guys, and don't be afraid to turn around a little bit. Move, think 360 degrees. You have to protect yourself from all around. Yeah.
Manny, what happens to the breathing pattern there?
The breathing like this, guys, is find just something comfortable for now. I just wanted you to find it. Ideally, it's got to be quite fast if you're going fast, right? So just don't hold your breath, right? From what I notice, you can slow it down a tiny bit because the out is faster than the back. Just try and bring them closer together. That's it. Yeah, you'll get fast. It's plenty fast enough. It's plenty fast enough. That's it. That looks better, Oleg. That looks better. That looks better. Keep straight, guys. Keep your posture good and straight. In a multiple situation, people want to get on your back. So be careful. Always keep your posture straight and be constantly behind yourself, like looking around, turning around. Like don't allow somebody to jump on your back, right? Very good, Tom. Really good. Try some more circular. Let the punches turn you a little bit. Let the punches turn you. Awesome, guys. Really good. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Deep breath in. Out. In. Out. Oh, hold your hands. Doesn't matter how, but cross your fingers or your hands. It didn't matter, right? So start to move your shoulders and your elbows kind of, because they're connected, right? They're not, they should be. So if you think of your elbows or you think of your shoulders and really try soften them, right? Now, the chest is connected too, like the sternum and stuff. So you really want, yeah. So you could imagine handcuffs, or you could imagine something like this, and you start to kind of work mostly with your elbows, okay? So they go down to up to down, left to right, circles. So I'm working with my elbows and my shoulders. So it's quite nice work for elbows and shoulders. It can be sideways, it can be behind me, it can be above me. So start to kind of work with your shoulders and elbows. So think of multiple attacker now, but in a confined space. So maybe more group, and just start to kind of really work in small spaces, right? Well, it's really tight. Behind you, beside you, in front of you, behind you, above you. And then when everything feels good, slowly let the arms separate, but they're kind of close towards each other, right? So they're not connected, but they're close with each other. Good, guys, watch me for a second. Just watch. So at home, if you have a small ball, like a beach ball, even a basketball or something, a soccer ball, you just hold it like this and you work with the elbows, right? You don't need it now. I'm just saying it's one way, because this is a really, like, that position of a ball is really much that position. And you start to study how to work with your elbows from this position, right? Now, I don't really actively look to elbow. For me, it's like I decided to punch and then the person maybe dove in, so I have to have something else. So you can imagine punching and then using your elbow, like somebody came in on you, so you know how to use the elbows, right? So for now, think of just your elbows, and later on, you make a punch and you work with your elbow. You make a punch and you work with your elbow, right? In other words, the elbow and the fist is just a distance thing. The same punch, if the guy changed, it's an elbow. Like just the distance change on the grab. So start to move the body, start to move the shoulders and the elbows, separate the hands, and start to move around this. Try to feel how your elbows can be free. Awesome, guys. Stop for a second. So it looks really good from what I can see. I got you on my phone again, so I'm trying to scroll between seeing you guys. A good place. So I used to isolate between the fist, the elbow, the shoulder. And then after a while, see what you're doing right now, guys, is important. It's the practice that is more important than what you're doing, but the time you're doing. So the more time I did this, I realized If I just think of my sternum, if I just have freedom in my chest and in my back, so these two parts, okay? If I have freedom, my shoulders are relaxed, my elbows are relaxed, and my fists are relaxed. So try this again, maybe a little bit slower, just so you can focus on this. Try to imagine this part of you guys, like this middle part, okay? If there's movement here, your breathing becomes better, everything becomes better, okay? So try to think of here and slowly work on this area, and then watch what happens to the shoulders, and look how much easier your elbow will strike. So just try it on your own. Push your sternum in, push it out, and then look how the shoulders come, look how the elbows come. Just by moving my sternum, the shoulders and elbows already start to come, right? So for me, I'm always thinking about sucking in my chest or opening my chest, sucking in my chest, or opening my chest. And from that, the movement of elbows, shoulder, and fist comes from that movement, right? From that movement. Now, if I was there in person with each of you, I'd come behind you, grab you by the waist, and just give you a big squeeze across here to make this relax a little bit. Okay, so you're moving good. Just relax this part more. As much as you can, relax the chest, okay? Chest and back. And let the movement come from a relaxed chest and a relaxed back. So it really is in here. It's here. This is the part. Awesome, guys. Come close. How did it feel? I think I muted everybody. How did it feel?
But it's funny when you said focus on this, I found the smoothness kind of dipped a bit. I was thinking about this,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like it took my, yeah, just felt a little more awkward, like, you know, but
Because mostly this tension in our body causes a lot of problems, guys. We really have to be careful of here, right? Try to think about the sternum, the freedom of the sternum. It connects to the ribs, connects to the whole body, right? Just practice with it a little bit, right? Usually too much tension, even when I see people doing push-ups, it's the same thing. There's too much tension here. There has to be a freedom in the body for you to do push-ups, okay? Very, very similar. Anybody else? What else did you notice?
Yeah, the range of freedom of the elbow really enhances the punch. It's a lot less about the sort of the desire to hit with the elbow, but more so the weight transfer that it gives you when you go from the elbow to then extend yourself through the whole upper body. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Guys, I never actively, I'm not the elbow guy. I don't know. Some people love the elbow. I'm not that guy. But as soon as somebody comes, if they're not at the distance of my fist and they come in, I can quickly transition to the elbow very quickly. That's kind of how I would do it. So I think about that, and vice versa. If I'm doing the elbow and the person backs away, I can transition to the fist quite quickly. So it's more of a distance, right? I have a sword, but I can pick up my knife quite quickly. Like both, you know, depending on the distance, what blade I need, right? All the time, people have. They have a long gun, they have a pistol. One is better than the other in a certain situation. You have to be able to drop it. You ever see the tactical guys? They've got their rifle on a strap and they can let it go and it stays right here. And that's so they can quickly grab a pistol if they need and then put it back and grab their gun again. It depends on the distance, right? I think if I'm not mistaken, the Israelis have a beautiful gun, a long gun, and the handle can collapse quite quickly and can become a medium weapon as compared to a long weapon, right? Really nice weapon for close quarters combat. Really nice. That stock collapses and the gun comes in quite tight to the body as compared to out past it, right? I'll find out what it is, but I remember that quite good. Yes, Jaker, go ahead, brother.
We're doing this, it kind of takes me back to my disco days when we were dancing. You're dancing because you want to be live, right? Yeah, so it's kind of.
I can totally see it now, Jake. I don't know what to tell you. You're like, you're pointing. I can already see it. You got,
The big hair.
what more can anybody say after that, Jake, other than if you don't show us?
Well, you know, like when you watch Fred Astaire and Kelly, they're always so relaxed. The movements.
I can't tell you, when you see running, everyone thinks of feet when they run. Good runners have amazing mechanics at the hips and at the knees, amazing mechanics. Same with the good boxers, they have amazing mechanics through the body and through the shoulders, right? They don't have, it's not here, it's here, it's mostly through the body, mostly through the body. Great mechanics here, okay? Okay, let's see if we can transition a little bit towards the lower body now. We won't have as much time, but you kind of get where I'm going with this. So with your hips, right? Think of your shoulders. It's the same idea, right? The hips, whenever they have to be quite soft, the hips. And then when the hips are soft, the knees naturally become soft. They see if the hips can move because the same bone's connected, right? Now, I didn't do this for any martial art background. I did it more because I had bad knees from sports. So for me, keeping my knees soft and my hips soft meaning less damage on my knee, right? So you kind of think of a circle with your hips, right? But it's a three-dimensional circle. It's not just like this, but it's a circle that can go three-dimensional. So it's like my hip can come up, so the circle can be like this. It can be like this. It can be back. So for me, it's like a three-dimensional circle. It can come high and low, right? And pay attention to what happens at your knees, right? And you see that when the body and the knees are relaxed, you want to take a step quite natural. You see that you step like really in the nicest way. It's very kind. You move your body and you kind of almost like you're skating. You don't need to even pick up your legs too much, right? So relax your hips, relax your knees a little bit, think of circles. And then when you feel ready, try take a really natural step, like a step, like it's just like, well, I might as well step. You didn't even think about stepping, but the hips and the knees are so relaxed, you almost slide forward. It's almost like you're skating. Well, it's really lighten the hips and the knees, and you watch how all of a sudden your steps become really nice. And please turn around sometimes, guys, like you don't stay in the same spot, right? Every once in a while, move your shoulders just to remind yourself how much movement you have in the hips. Awesome, guys. So come close for a second. So one of the big benefits of moving like this is that when you don't know exactly where you're going, so let's say there's not a clear path, that you know you might have to jump over something or step over something, or you can't see the terrain, like it's dark. This kind of way of holding your legs allows your legs to be ready for anything. So they're not ready for a solid step, but they're ready for anything. So think of a uneven terrain. So it's like you're preparing to step on maybe a ground you don't know, right? What I find when I do this is that my leg is really, it's every time it's ready to go. Like I can kick at any moment. So because I keep my legs loose, the moment I plant and I make them heavy, I have to relax them and then kick. I have to think about it. But in this way, you see your legs kind of come up quite nicely, right? So kind of relax your hips, relax your knees, and then try to see if you can send your leg out in a really relaxed way. And don't worry if it's like a picture perfect kick. For me, just, you know, put your leg out there, right? Guys, watch me. It's not just watch me. Look at me. Look what I'm doing with my legs. I try to really make them loose, and then from here I kick. You need the feeling, guys. It's like a whip, and you're really trying to relax the legs. You don't be worried about what you look like. You're at home. Yeah, that's it. Really, really think of your arms, think of your legs, really loose. That's it, Miro. That's it. The kick comes so natural, guys. When your hip and your knee is relaxed, the leg comes up whenever you want it. Whenever you decide, it'll be there. But if it's tension, that's it, Patrick. There you go. Now you're doing the rumba. Hey guys, if the only thing that makes you make a better dancer, that's amazing. Wait, guys, watch me now. So slowly, really slowly. It's not a fast kick. I try to kick now in all directions. 1, 2, 1, 2. My legs never stop. They just kind of go. Medium speed, any direction that you can stick them, any direction. Really focus on keeping the hips relaxed, the knees relaxed, and throwing a leg out in any direction that you decide. Okay, guys, good. Come close for a sec. So, some advice and some personal practice for myself, okay? Most kicks, the good kickers that I've ever met in my life, they really know how to get their knee up quickly. The knee and the hip have to rise quickly. If the knee is at a good level, you have quite a powerful kick. Okay, so it's hard to kick like this, powerful. You need to lift the knee up. So I spend a lot of time relaxing my hips and even my stomach, okay? Don't be afraid of your stomach. And how you bring up your knee. So you have to bring it up close to you. Remember what I told you about the fist, right? You bring the elbow back, but it didn't lock you. You bring the elbow back quick. You bring the knee up, but it didn't lock the hips. The knee comes up, but it didn't lock your hips at all. It just came up. And in any direction, behind you, in front of you, to the side of you, you bring the knee up, but it still didn't lock the hips. It's like you bring the arm back, but it didn't lock the shoulder or the body. It just came back. It just came back. The knee just came up. 360 degrees. Turn around, make some motions. Awesome, guys, much better. Now, another thing that will help you, this old personal trick is, I usually get something like a chair, like I have here. And what I'm doing is, rather than thinking of kicking, I'm thinking of lifting my foot over this object. So I lift up and I go over. Now, you don't need a chair. You can just have the visual in your head. Instead of kicking, you're stepping over something. You're stepping over something, right? I step over something backwards and I step over something forwards. Okay, guys, watch me again. So at home, practice this more. I'm just going to put it on camera so you guys can see it, right? So you take a chair, the back of the chair, it's good if it's roughly, you're like just below hip level, right? Like just below your belt a tiny bit. And what you do is you first start to go over, right? In any direction. And what it's teaching me, guys, is that, I don't know if maybe you can see it here. I have my weight here, and now my weight has to come here. I have to bring my weight with me. I don't stop here where it's uncomfortable, right? I have to go somewhere, okay? Please don't get confused with kicking somebody and just touching them. When you kick somebody, you need to send them somewhere. You're not staying, you're not touching them. You're hitting them and moving them somewhere, okay? The second thing, I feel my body weight more. Usually when you're kicking a bag, you just feel the bag. You don't feel your body weight as much, okay? So after this, please take like a chair of some sort. It doesn't have to be very big, but you step over it with every kick. Like here's this kick. Here's like the roundhouse. Okay? There's like a hook kick. There's a front kick, right? Here's a back kick. Like any kick that you want to name for martial arts is fine, but you got to do it over a chair. It's got to be over a chair. This way it teaches you to be committed to the kick. You can't stop in the middle. I can't sit here and go, I'm done. And I'm not done. I'm on top of the chair now. I can't sit here and go, I'm done. And then go down. I'm not done. I'm in the middle of the chair. I have to go over. I have to do something. Does that make sense, guys? It doesn't allow you to do a half-assed kick. It doesn't allow you to stop for a moment and say it's over the moment you touch this thing. You have to continue with your weight, okay? Just 2 minutes. Try it on your own, guys. You don't need a chair. Just try it on your own. Let me watch you do this. Yeah. Think of stepping over. You just don't stay in the middle. That's it. That's it, Jaker. Nice, Tom. Really good. Awesome, guys. Come around. Just unmute everybody. Awesome. How'd that feel? Could you see some of the benefits?
Yes.
So the way I'm showing you, one of the places Systema really shines for me is when you're talking about multiple attackers or multiple things, right? So there's a lot of people that study good kicks from a static position, and I get it. You know, you want to stay still and be strong until there's another person from the back or from the side. You have a big problem. Okay, so these type of kicks, these type of punches, this type of way I'm showing you to move allows you to be very elusive. It allows you to be always in motion and always able to look around you, always able to look behind you and cover your back, right? It allows you to run in the dark. It allows you to deal with multiple situations. It allows you to change. I have you lined up for a punch, but then you came in, I'm able to use the elbow. It really, when you look at weapons that are practical, like weapons that have lots of practicality, that's the one I'm trying to give you. Like, there's a lot of weapons that specialize. They're very good at what they do, but there's just certain weapons or certain methodologies or certain ways of training that will last all the time, will work all the time for you. Okay, they will work. This way will have you prepared for any number of people that are attacking you, right? It might look unusual until there's 3 people around you, and then it won't be unusual. It'll be absolutely perfect. You'd be like, wow, this is what Emmanuel was talking about, okay? So please pay attention to the shoulders, your elbows, your knees and hips. But after you practice a little bit more, you'll realize that, a really good way of understanding this, and even simpler, is thinking about the sternum and the stomach, the belly button. These 2 places, okay? So the belly button, if you put your hand in your belly button and you put your hand in your sternum. So breathe in, you fill up your sternum, breathe out, you push it in. Breathe in, you fill up your belly button, breathe out, you push it in. When you have freedom in the sternum and in the belly button, everything else is connected. Everything else is connected, right? Usually our stomach's too tight, like it's too tight, and our chest is too tight too. And these won't allow the shoulders and the hips to move freely. Okay, this is really important, okay? Mechanics, guys, it's always about mechanics. Like, it's how, smoothly is the whole thing operating, right? When you fight or there's stress, it locks us a little bit, and we need to be able to free this, okay? So the most important thing is that you came and watched today's class. The next most important thing, you practice it a little bit, okay? There's no magic to this. The practice is where the good stuff lies in anything. It doesn't matter what you study. If you don't practice it, you will never remember it. It'll never be of any value to you, okay? It has to be something that's practiced. So the chair, the arm, the elbow, these are simple things to remember. I'll post this stuff probably tonight, tomorrow for sure. I posted the last one I did just this morning because I was traveling. I didn't post it. You should be able to see it. How are you guys feeling? Do you enjoy it? Do you want me to continue on this idea for Wednesday a little bit?
Yes, please.
I'm gonna.
Yes,
It's
please.
it's a really interesting topic because I like, as a teacher, you go on and you try to find the simplest way to get something across. And I see people training with the shoulders, the elbows, and they never ever once thought that if I just relax this, right? You ever see those people, guys? I don't know if any of you know people that are so intelligent. So they have the hard stuff figured out, but the simple stuff they haven't figured out, right? It's like, you guys, the simple stuff is just being a nice person, genuinely caring about people, thinking nice things. Like, you can have an amazing skill set of martial arts, amazing array of techniques, but if you never study how to move your body softly, they'll never develop to a higher level, right? It goes for swimming, it goes for cycling, it goes for boxing, it goes for running. Until the person gets comfortable in their own body, until they learn to relax into what they're doing and get comfortable, they never will really reach their true potential, right? And you as individuals will never reach it because you're each very unique and you need to find that. And the only way you can find that is by being comfortable. So you know you're comfortable when this and this is relaxed, right? It's that simple, right? We'll continue on Wednesday, guys. I promise you, okay? Questions before you go? Anything?
All I was going to say, Manny, near the end, you said something that was important to me. And I think we were working with our upper body. And you just happened to mention as you were passing to say that, you know, while you're working with your arms and your shoulders, that you don't want your hips to lock up. And I found that was something I did need to pay attention to, that that part you're not using has to also stay loose.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just found that when I throw a heavy punch forward, it all the way it locks my shoulder. And if I bring it back really fast, it locks my shoulder. The trick is I need to find the speed and the way with which it won't lock. So when I lift my leg up, it's the same thing. But I saw one guy lift his leg up. The hips were completely relaxed. But like you said, his opposite shoulder was tight. He bumped the tension up. He
Yes.
bumped it up, you know. I come across this. I try to tell people to eat healthy, right? People ask me, and it's funny how when people stop, like I'm gonna give an example. My father, when he stopped smoking, he ate everything. Like he went from one to the other, right? And you want to avoid that if you can. It doesn't necessarily make it harder. Really pay attention when you figured out something that it didn't go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Just be careful it didn't go somewhere else, right? I met a guy who said, yeah, I've learned how to save more money now. But then I look at his garage, he had 5 sports cars. I go, well, he saved money. They're buying cars over here. And he goes, I never thought of it like that. So the point of saving money is to save money, not to go buy something else. He misconstrues it. People at martial arts are funny like that too. They learn a skill set and they realize something else went somewhere else, right? When we say relaxed, it's relaxed, guys, not kind of, it's really relaxed, okay? And I think I feel this more now because when I was away in British Columbia, it's just so relaxing. I trained probably twice as much as I normally train, just because you felt so relaxed, right? Like sometimes when you're stressed, you don't feel like training as much, but when you feel good, you just feel like doing more, right? Isn't that funny? When you eat good food, don't you feel like you have more energy?
Oh, yeah.
I do. I feel it's like you eat good food, you have more energy. If you train the right way, you want to train more. You don't want to train less. You want to train more. You know, I'm not saying sweating. Sweating is a different story. I'm talking about training.
Yeah.
Like you're training by reading. You're training by sitting down. You're training anytime you want. You can think, read, watch. I felt more inspired when I was relaxed. So I can't stress that enough for all of you, okay? And then hopefully a lot of you have, families and we all touch people somehow. Please help them too, because it's a difficult time, right? Like if you have strength, mental and physical strength, good strength, we help people that need it, right? So sometimes help people a little bit if you can. It'll make you feel good and it'll give your training a purpose. All right, guys, I'll see you Wednesday.
Hey, thanks, Manny.
You're welcome, guys. Be well, my guys. I'll see you soon. I'll post it soon. See you Wednesday.
Bye-bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.